Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Nine-year-old boy remembered by teacher and community after being swept away by floodwaters. Written by Julie Provost, read by Julie Provost. A 9-year-old boy from Kentucky is remembered by many after being swept away by floodwaters. Gabriel Andrews was one of at least 16 people who passed away after the massive storms in Frankfort, Kentucky. The young boy was taken by floodwaters as he walked to his bus stop to get to the school on the morning of April 4th. They found his body 2 hours later, about half a mile away, according to WLKY News, Louisville. This tragic loss hits home for the people of Gabriel's community. One of Gabriel's teachers, Casey Swalls, shares about her young student as she mourns his loss. "He was the sweetest boy who always put a smile on my face," she says. "He told me good morning every morning as soon as he walked in the door. He has so many people who love him, especially every kiddo in our classroom." Casey also went on to say, being a teacher means you pour into and love on someone else's kid like they're your own. And today has been the most heartbreaking day of my teaching career. I just want to squeeze each of my babies a little tighter and remind them how much I love them. What a heartbreaking thing to have to mourn one of your students. The loss has been felt throughout the whole school and the community. A rainy storm took someone just beginning his life. Some felt that the school should have been closed that day. "I think Franklin County should have called schools off," shared Caitlin Green, both a neighbor and a parent of another student in Gabriel's class. "They did call certain bus routes out, but I mean at 6 a.m. this morning we had thunder and lightning. You're taking the chance on, putting those kids on a bus through the weather, not knowing, if they're going to run into flooded waters." Other neighbors shared that the route kids have to take to get to the bus stop makes them have to step over a drain, which rushes with water in the WLK4 News Louisville video. It can be so difficult to understand when a child loses their life in an accident like this. Many prayers to Gabriel's family and the community as they mourn his tragic loss. "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Isaiah 41:10.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
What do you think of when you hear the name The Salvation Army? Helping people? Ringing bells at Christmas? Podcasts? Yes, the Salvation Army creates a network of podcasts in both English and Spanish. One of those shows, Words of Life, is a 15-minute weekly show featuring testimonies, interviews, and conversations about topics impacting the church today. On recent and upcoming episodes, we'll be joined by Dr. Craig Keener.
Christianity doesn't rise or fall on Christians. It rises or falls on Jesus Christ.
Bishop for the Global Methodist Church, Dr. Carolyn Moore.
I am consumed by the mind of Christ, and my heart gets broken for the things that break God's heart. I begin now to walk in power.
Nicole Eunice, Rachel Wojo, and more. Listen and subscribe to Words of Life wherever you listen to podcasts, or visit wordsoflifepodcast.org.
"49-year-old Melanie Barratt becomes first blind woman to swim the English Channel." Written by Heather Riggleman, read by Julie Provost. 49-year-old Melanie Barratt becomes the first blind woman to swim the English Channel. Sometimes God parts the sea, and sometimes he gives you the strength to swim through it. Before the age of 50, Melanie Barratt did what many sighted swimmers wouldn't dare to attempt. She crossed the English Channel, stroke by stroke with the finish line in sight, without anything to anchor her but the voice of her husband in bone-conducting headphones and a kayak painted in bright colors she could just barely see. 12 hours and 20 minutes later, Melanie touched the shore at Cape Gris-Nez Beach in France. "It was a dream come true," she said, having finished faster than an expected 14-hour swim. Halfway through the swim, I felt scared and sick. I didn't think I was going to make it, but I had the most amazing team and I was really determined. That determination was born out of years of hardship. Melanie was born virtually blind after her mom contracted congenital toxoplasmosis during pregnancy. She could only make out bold colors and shapes. My life has been filled with challenges because of my blindness, Melanie shared. It often led me to feel isolated and unsure of myself. But God has a beautiful way of redeeming what the world calls broken. I struggled to fit in at school, so I often turned to the pool as an escape, Melanie recalled. The water became her refuge and eventually her runway. After winning multiple medals in the Paralympic Games, Melanie stepped away from competition, but not from purpose. Years later, God called her back into the water. Open water swimming scared her at first, but it set her free. The shock of the cold made me aware of every single cell in my body, she said. It was freeing. Swimming the channel was her Everest, and God met her in every way. Life is incredibly difficult being blind, and it's very limiting, but sport and open water swimming have given me a newfound confidence and made me proud of who I am, Melanie said. My husband and 2 boys always know I love to push myself and that I always need something to work towards, and I hope I've inspired others to do the same. Her story reminds us that bravery doesn't always look like fearlessness. Sometimes it looks like swimming blind into the unknown, fully trusting the one who sees it all. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. Isaiah 43:2.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.